Hello, this is Manesh Patel from IchimokuTrade.com. This is our Ichimoku analysis for all the global markets, where we'll first start off covering Europe, transition slowly into the Middle East, go into Asia, and then we'll cover North and South America. We'll pretty much analyze all the markets on a global basis. We'll look at the weekly time frame to look at them long term, and then also resort on the daily time frame to kind of get a shorter point of view of everything that's going on. Before we start, this is our normal disclaimer to state this is for education use only. We're not soliciting you to buy or sell any particular instrument. If you do so, you're going to do that at your own risk. All the charts that you're going to see pretty much today for the global markets are going to be from eSignal Interactive Data. Okay. Here are our contact details here. You can contact us at info@eiicapital.com, or you could call any of our global office locations here, or you could go to our website here, access our free videos. You could access our blog where we're showing trades of the week and stuff like that. You could access our Twitter feed, Facebook feed, where we're showing you talking about trades, support resistance levels and stuff like that. And also you could access our multiple time frame email alerts, opportunities and stuff like that, scanners, all that stuff on the website. So you could go here to ichimokutrade.com. If you're a first-time person for the website, we do offer 30 minutes of free complimentary one-on-one sessions too. So you could take one of those and have us show you kind of exactly what tools are available for the average trader out there. One of the things here, if no one's seen it, we do put out an institutional report where we give our predictions. We pretty much put this out twice a year, once at the beginning and then once halfway mark. That's what we've done this year, since this is the first time we released it. This is where you could access this. This pretty much covers everything from stocks, currencies, and futures. It kind of shows you what our recommendation was at the beginning of the year, what we thought of that particular instrument and market, and predictions for what's going to happen in 2014. So you can see the beginning of the year forecast, midway adjustments if need be for the rest of the year. Okay, so let's begin. For the people that are first time watching these videos, here is basically the charts here. On the left hand side you'll see the daily chart. On the right hand side basically you'll see the weekly chart. This gives you a little more long-term view, 6 months to 1 year projection of that particular market, and kind of gives you support resistances and stuff like that. You could see we're using Ichimoku as a tool to give us the sentiment first, bullish, bearish, and then also to tell us what the support resistance is. So we're first going to start off in Europe. We always start off with Ireland. If you look at Ireland right now, this was a bullish trend. It's consolidating here at the top now. It still has not gone for a major pullback at all. Won't unless it breaks the support here at 62.36. So the support you're looking at 62.36. The middle of the consolidation pattern is 65.08, and the top, of course, 6,800. So right now, this looks like it's trying to get back down to the bottom of the consolidation pattern here to retest that, and it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But this pretty much is a consolidation pattern, as you could see. The UK British market, you could see, is basically in a consolidation pattern too, between the support here at, I think that's 66.62 and 68.79. The midpoint here is about 67.62 also. So this is basically consolidating. No real trend right now. This is still bullish, believe in a bullish consolidation pattern. It will be bullish as long as it stays above that cloud. For it to get into a bearish sentiment, it has to break 64.49, which is way down there. So this is still bullish as a natural sentiment going forward for the British market. Germany, here you can see this is a nice bullish trend, has not even gone for a medium pullback or a major pullback as of right now. The major support here is right here at 94.83, and then the minor resistance here, which is at 97 here. So here this is kind of interesting. The fuel for this bullish trend may be starting to fizzle down. Reason why is once it broke this resistance here, it should have kept on going, at least held it. It did not hold it at all and continue to go up. So it's kind of pulled back now to this level here, which is a critical level. If it breaks that level, then this will undergo a major pullback. We're not quite sure how far the major pullback will occur until it gets below this green line here, the Cajun sin. So we're looking for this to break 94.83. Once it does that, then we'll know kind of what the pullback levels will be for the major pullback. But this is still bullish towards the end of the year. France. If you remember, for the last couple of years, we've been talking about pairs trading, where we pretty much have been going long on the German index and then shorting the CAC, which is a France index. So as a pairs trade, is still working out really well. You could see here that this basically is at a major support level here, which is at 92.75, whereas the German market's still not there. So this is showing you more signs of being bearish compared to the German market. Resistances for this guy is 43.46 and then 44.27. In order for it to retest the high and continue on with this bullish trend, it's got to sit there and break this resistance at 44.27 and also hold the support at 42.75. If it breaks this support at 42.75, the Paris market will engage in a major pullback. So we'll have to wait and see exactly what it's going to do there. Swiss market here, very, very similar to Paris, not quite because it's not at the support. This little shifted down. Let's move this down here. So major support on this guy is going to be right here at 8,400. Resistance is going to be 85.91, and then you got the 87.50, which is pretty much retested the pivot high. Iceland. Iceland here you could see is basically had a major bullish trend. You can't see it here. Now it's going for its first major pullback here. The pullback is not a smooth pullback. It's actually a consolidation type of pullback, as you could see from here. So bottom of the consolidation pattern you could see is roughly right here at 373, but the major support is right at 364. So we're kind of looking to see exactly what's going to happen here. This has a high probability getting to 364 as long as this resistance here at 381 is maintained, and the next level of resistance is going to be roughly about 387.44. Okay, that's Iceland. Baltic. The Baltic market here, this is just, you could see here, let me just shrink this down some. This was in a bullish trend, is going for a major pullback. Didn't quite come all the way down here to the 573 level, which is a major support that we expected. So this is still really extremely bullish. Since it didn't come down to this level, it does have a high probability if it ever comes back up here to retest this high at 637 to possibly break that and go higher. So right now you have the minor resistance level of 621, the majors at 637, supports are going to be 610 and 603. In order for this to retest the high and keep on going, for this bullish trend here, it has to maintain the support at 603. If it breaks that support down, then we're going to enter a consolidation pattern long term, or we're going to pretty much enter a trend going the other way. So we're not quite sure until it breaks that level. But as long as 603 is basically support is held, we have a high probability getting to 637 and then possibly breaking that too moving forward. Denmark, if you remember, Denmark was one of the strongest countries in Europe. This is continuing on its bullish trend here. It's nowhere even near its major support, 685. There's a minor support here, which is roughly about 727. Resistance is going to be 749 for the Denmark market. So Denmark is still in a nice bullish trend moving forward, and that seems like the strongest so far in Europe right now. Finland, which is kind of still in the bullish trend but showing signs of hesitation. The 7,500 level is a key support, and that's kind of holding it up right now. But if it ever breaks that, the key one's going to be 73.69, which is governing whether this has gone for a major pullback or not. If it breaks the 73.69, it's going to go for its first major pullback. If it doesn't, if it holds here, this is going to pretty much enter a consolidation pattern. In order for this trend to continue, it's got to break the 76.20 and then move to 77.66 and continue to move forward. So Finland is not as strong as Denmark, but it's not far away from it either. Norway. If you look at Norway, this is strong, just like the Denmark. So if you look at it, just write these down. So it's at a minor support level right now, 682. Major support for this guy is going to be about 645, but this is very, very strong. So basically Denmark and Norway are extremely strong right now. Belgium here is still bullish trend, but this is showing some signs of weakness, just like Finland. Resistance on this guy is going to be about 31.29. Support is going to be about 30.16. The 30.16 is a critical level because that dictates whether it goes for a major pullback or not, or continues on with its trend right now. Sweden, if you look at Sweden, it's still bullish trend, very similar shape as Belgium and Finland and so forth. Resistance level, which is sitting right at, is 1385. Next one's about 1403. Support, which dictates a major pullback or not, is going to be about 1344. Netherlands. You can see here Netherlands is bullish trending but weaker. It's close to its pullback support at 399. If it breaks that, then this can sit there and go through a major pullback. Resistance on this guy is going to be 408, 419, 418. Now we're going to move over to Spain. And you can see Spain here still in the bullish trend. It's at a critical support level right now, which is holding so far, which is at 10,400 and that level right there. And let's see if we can get some of these values. You can see them better. 10,425 is the value there. So resistance on this one's going to be 10,759, but this support has to hold. If the support does not hold, then the Spain market's actually going to go for a major pullback, which is kind of healthy for it, so we'll have to wait and see. Greece, on the other hand, which is strong at the very beginning of the year, kind of just fizzled off and kind of did its first major pullback coming down here to the cloud. Came to this support level here, which we marked off to be about 1570. Held that support level, bounced off there, got to its resistance level roughly around 1900, held it, and came back down. This looks like it's entering consolidation pattern between 1892 and 1570, so we'll have to see what happens with Greece market. But overall, it enters a consolidation pattern, so really not trending at all anymore. Your next one is Portugal. You can see Portugal here is going down to support level here at 12,124. This is the first major pullback after this big run here. Resistance on this guy is going to be roughly around here at 13,800. So we're waiting for this basically hit this support and then start going up. Or it could sit there and actually consolidate down here too. So we have to wait and see. But this is still bullish. It's hit its pullback level, and we were looking for it to maintain its pullback level of 12,124 and to start making its move up to retest the high by the end of this year and possibly going into 2015 too. Italian market. This is very, very similar to Portugal market, where you're sitting right on the critical support at 20,700. I think that's 22 there, which is a critical support. Resistance is 21,294. This does, believe it or not, this is getting weaker here, so it does have a high probability of starting its first major pullback to 20,000 and possibly going lower into 19,000 and so forth. So we're kind of waiting for a major pullback for the Italy market and thinking that since it's taken too long here, this really should have sat there and took off and continued on with this trend when it didn't break that level here and decided to come back all the way back to the Cajuns, and that's showing us some signs of weakness where it can sit there and reverse and start going for its first major pullback. Austria market really not doing anything except consolidating right now. Bottom of the consolidation is 2361. The next resistance up here, let me delete this guy, is 2454, and then the one after that's 2551, which was the Austria market. Czechoslovakia. If you look at Czechoslovakia, this is not really doing anything either. Next major support's at 924. The next resistance is 957 and 994. Hungary's not doing anything except consolidating, sitting on a major support right now, roughly around 17,000 818. Resistance on this guy is going to be 19,589. Poland here is consolidating too. The bottom of the consolidation pattern is 2320. The middle, it's kind of not even the middle, but next resistance, which is kind of roughly around, is about 2384. And then 2450 is its major resistance, but nothing really going on in Poland at all. Romania, this is trending too. If you look at this as far as in Europe right now, and remember, some people may not count Romania as in Europe, but we're just going to keep everything Eastern Europe, West, and so forth all together and just count this as in Europe. So if you look at this here, support on this one's going to be 67.42, and the next one's about 66.13. Slovakia. If you look at this is a bullish trend here. It's pulled back right now. It's just consolidating right now between 204 and 209. Very tight consolidation pattern, so nothing really going on there. Russia, this is the most interesting one here. You could see it held the resistance at 33.11, came down to its major support at 38.88, and it's holding here. If it breaks that level, then it's going to get down here to 29.63. But there's no real trend in this at all, and this probably will remain that way. So just not even one to keep on looking at right now. South Africa is still strong, still bullish trend. It's holding a support level of 10,600. Resistance is 11,198. As long as it holds this 10,600, it's not going to go for a pullback yet. If it breaks that, then it'll go for its first major pullback, or possibly get maybe even down into the 9,000 range and so forth. Okay, let's move over to Turkey now. If you look at Turkey here, really not doing anything except a big time consolidation between 3,900 and 46.69. It's at the top of the consolidation pattern right now, and the support right now you're looking at 44.62. We really need to see this thing break up. We're not sure right now because it got there very, very fast, whether it's going to break this or not. So only time's going to tell, and we can look at the lower time frames to kind of give us a hint whether it will or will not. Israel here is still strong here. And you could see here, this is still bullish trending. It's at a minor support of 62.74. Major support for the Israel market is 58.83. Major resistance is going to be 66.71 for the Israel market. Okay, now we're going to completely move over, start looking at Saudi Arabia. If you look at Saudi Arabia, it's still going on very strong. A little hesitation here, but it's still holding the support here at 96,677. It's not even coming down to its major support, which is right here at 92.55. So this is still very, very strong. The still can sit there and get up to 98.76, break it, and go into 10,000 and higher. Notice it fell a little short of 10,000. So it may sit there, keep on holding that short and consolidate, or it may continue to go up. We'll have to see. Dubai, you could see, did a pullback. This, believe it or not, is still not a major pullback for the Dubai market at all. Support right now is 45.17. Major resistance is going to be 5,000, but Dubai market has not entered a major pullback at all. This may be beginning of a consolidation pattern where the bottom will be roughly around close to around 4,000, and the top could be roughly around 5,000. So we'll have to wait and see exactly what happens there. Abu Dhabi, same thing as Dubai. It's gone for a pullback, but it's not this major pullback at all. It's holding a support at 48.57, major resistance at 51.73. Bahrain, if you look at that, that's actually trending right now. Notice it broke the resistance and it's very strong. So this is kind of ironic how this one was kind of lagging a little and kind of now starting to make a move forward, where it broke the resistance here, and this looks like it's trying to get to about 1,500 with a support at 14.55. Kuwait, nothing really exciting here. There's still bullish trend at a major support level of 1142. Resistance is going to be 1183. Oman, If you look at Oman, this basically is in a consolidation pattern, which is roughly around 67.50 to about 71.95. We're at the top of the consolidation pattern. High probability we're going to basically bounce off that 71.95 level and at least get to the middle of the consolidation pattern, which is around 69.58, around 7,000 and so forth. And then Qatar, if you look at this is basically the same thing, bullish trend. It's gone for a pullback, but it's not a major pullback at all. It's holding at a support level of 12,676, resistance at 13,696. Okay, so now let's go over to Asia and go through that. China here, really not doing anything at all, just consolidating here. However, notice these little bottoms are getting higher and higher and higher. So this may be towards the end of the year, I think we'll consolidate. Maybe next year, 2015, maybe China's year, where it breaks out of that consolidation pattern. We're really looking for China to break this 2173 level. Once it does, then we'll start looking at it. The major resistance level is 2247. Major support on this guy is going to be about 2132. Hong Kong. Consolidating too, more bullish than the Chinese market, so you can do a pairs trade between the Hong Kong index and the Chinese market because this is above the cloud, whereas the China market's not. Support on this one's going to be 23,033, and the major resistance 23,920. Korea. If you look at Korea, this is really not doing anything, consolidating between 751 and 251 and 264, with the middle of the consolidation pattern at 258. The Japanese market, the Nikkei is bullish trending here. It looks like it's trying to go for its first major pullback because they had a chance here to continue to go up. It didn't hold the support, which is now a resistance at 14,759. That was a critical level for the Japanese market. Continue on this bullish trend and not even go for a major pullback yet. Since we broke that support and it's now a resistance, we're now going for its first major pullback. Critical support level, of course, is around 14,000. If we break that, we possibly could get into 12,000, 13,000 levels. Malaysia. If you look at Malaysia, this is basically bullish trending right now. It still has not gone through a major pullback at all. It's broke a minor support at 1881, which is now its resistance. Major support is going to be roughly around 1836. Singapore market, you could see as this is bullish trending right now, breaking out. This thing looks like it's trying to get to about 6,400. You could see the near side. So this is very strong going forward right now, which not a lot of people, believe it or not, are talking about. So this is kind of being the silent winner here. Major support is all the way down here at 58.62. We got a minor one here at 60.38. Thailand, if you remember Thailand, that was basically going for a bullish trend and then decided to do a major pullback to here. This is a major support level, which it broke temporarily and then came back above, and then it's gone up with a vengeance, which has been interesting. So major support level was which around 1275, and now basically it's gone up with a vengeance since the beginning of this year, all the way up here, and actually gone, and I think it's retesting the high here. Not quite yet, but it's getting close. So we basically broken resistance level of 1519, 1555 is the next one. We're kind of expecting it to at least get to 1555 and then go a major pullback. The pullback we're looking for is about 1454 as things go move forward by the end of this year. Indonesia, same thing, bullish trend, went for a major pullback here, had a high probability of retesting the high, which it pretty much has done now by stopping and getting to resistance of 51.61. Now we got to see what happens here. There's a high probability it could sit there, hold here, or at 52.38, but our probabilities are low, and they're basically breaking that resistance level and keep on going higher, but only time will tell. Philippines looks weak of these countries here because the Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, all of them were in the same boat. Believe it or not, we had a bullish trend, went for a major pullback, and then it had a high probability of retesting the high. You can see here, this is nowhere close to be retesting the high at all. So this is another pairs trade where you could pretty much sit there and maybe go long Thailand market and then short the Philippines market, or Indonesia go long and short the Philippines market. Resistance here is 42.16. Next one's going to be 45.11. Support's going to be around 4,000. Vietnam, really not doing anything. Support it held was around 15,005. Resistance is going to be 20,769. Indian market had a nice little push up with the elections here. Got to a major resistance level, let's just say around 26,000. Held it, kind of pulled back, kind of hesitated here. Really has not gone for any real sort of even a medium pullback at all. It's pulled back to about here, which is 25,086, which is not even a real big, not even a medium pullback at all. So this is an extremely strong market. If it gets here, starts retesting 26,000, it does have a high probability of possibly breaking that now and continuing its momentum higher. It's really got to sit there and break the 25,000 level, and then if it does, then it can sit there and go to its first medium pullback here all the way down to 23,000. But the way the market's going right now and the way the indicators are shaping up, this looks like it's about to head to another level up. So only time will tell. We can see, monitor everything on the lower time frames. Australian market still bullish trending, still has not gone for a major pullback, but it's starting to look ugly up here because it's now consolidating between roughly about 54.21 and 55.26. So the range is getting tighter and tighter and tighter as we move forward. New Zealand here, bullish trending, still very, very strong. The resistance level is 51.88. Support level is going to be roughly around 5,000 for this guy, and then 49.64, which is next. Okay. Now let's go to North and South America. Let's look at the Dow. The Dow for the U.S. market. If you look at the Dow for the U.S. market, of course, we're making all-time highs. We broke the minor resistance level, which we're kind of consolidating a little around here, was around 16,954. We kind of broke that last week, well, 3 weeks ago, and then we continued to keep on making new highs, believe it or not, throughout the week. So this is still going on very strong. Everything looks strong for the U.S. market moving forward, with especially for the Dow. S&P still doing the same thing. We're moving higher and higher and higher. Support minor is basically 1932. But believe it or not, this does have a high probability of easily getting to 2,000 now. NASDAQ here, this is going slowly, trickling up to 4,000 level. So this is strong. So all the U.S. markets are still very, very strong, making new highs as we move forward in time. Canada here is just like the U.S. markets now. It's strong, has not even gone for a major pullback at all. Looks like it's trying to get to 15,600, but this is basically still strong moving forward. Mexico, here's one that's not completely strong. This is basically getting to the top of the consolidation pattern, which is 44,688. The bottom, believe it or not, was around 38,000. So it's still bullish trending right now on daily and weekly, getting to a major top of the consolidation pattern. Argentina, which kind of led all world markets last year, has continued on its tear upwards. Pretty much got to 9,000 in my mind, and it's, believe it or not, it's still strong where it can continue to move up forward even more. So this is one a lot of people are not talking about that much at all. It's been a silent winner moving forward because a lot of focus is being pretty much on the U.S. markets along with Europe and Asia. Santiago, Chile, nothing really going on at all. Resistance level, which is right at, is 59.63. Next one's about 50.69, and support's around 36.65. After that, you have Brazil market. Brazil market is pretty much bounced off the bottom of the consolidation pattern, which is 45,270, and now we're pretty much approaching the top of the consolidation pattern, which is 57,743. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens here. If we see some hesitation here right around this resistance level, then we know that it's got a high probability it's going to keep on going up. If it bounces off there and then comes down, then this consolidation pattern is going to pretty much continue to the end of the year and possibly move that also into 2015. So we'll have to wait and see to see exactly what happens with this one. Okay, I think we've covered all the markets out there now. Can you see my PowerPoint? So here are our contact details here again. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at any time. Have a good day.